Today, I'm going to reveal three of the clearest signals a woman shows when she starts to feel attraction deep inside. Stay with me until the third signal because it often happens right in front of people. Yet, most men fail to notice it in time. Before we get into these signals, there's something important you need to understand. If you've missed these moments in the past, it doesn't mean you were slow, insecure, or lacking charm. It simply means no one ever taught you the language of female attraction. And that language is very different from the male one. A man usually feels desire and acts directly. A woman, on the other hand, may feel desire but expresses it in a more subtle way. She creates situations, opens small doors, but rarely steps through them first. Instead, she waits to see if you will step in with her. Psychology explains this clearly. For thousands of years, women needed to feel safe before opening up emotionally. This isn't just about mood, it's rooted in deep instinct. Even today, that instinct still influences behavior on a subconscious level. So when attraction appears, it's rarely loud or obvious. It's quiet, almost like a whisper. And these three signals are exactly that. Subtle hints you need to learn how to notice. The first signal starts with her touching you without a clear reason. This is more than just casual or accidental contact. Pay attention to how it happens. She doesn't need to touch your arm to make a point, and she doesn't need to lightly push you while laughing at a joke. Yet she does it anyway. Often, this happens naturally, without her even realizing it fully. Her body is reacting before her mind catches up. You might notice that when she touches you, she doesn't pull away immediately. Instead, she keeps contact just a second longer than necessary. And that extra second is what makes all the difference. In simple terms, her actions are saying, I feel comfortable being closer to you. The second signal is a change in her eye contact. Many people have heard about the look of interest, but very few understand what to actually watch for. When a woman feels attraction, her eye contact becomes more intentional. She holds your gaze longer than usual, and when she looks away, it's often downward rather than to the side. This downward glance is subtle but meaningful. It reflects a sense of openness and comfort. You may notice a pattern. She looks at you, gives a slight smile, looks down briefly, and then looks back again. This cycle can repeat multiple times. Without saying a word, it creates a quiet message. She sees you, and she enjoys your presence. These small details are easy to overlook, but once you become aware of them, they become much clearer. Now let's move to the third signal, the one most men completely miss. She begins to create a sense of privacy where it didn't exist before. Let me explain. You might be in a social setting, surrounded by other people, conversations, and noise. Everything feels open and shared. But suddenly, she finds a way to shift the interaction into something more personal. She may suggest going with her to grab a drink. She might ask you to step aside to look at something. Or she lowers her voice slightly, as if she's about to tell you something meant only for you. This is not random behavior. It's intentional. When a woman feels attraction, she often tries to create a small space where the connection can feel more focused and comfortable. It's her way of testing whether you can step into that space with her. In simple terms, she is inviting you into a more personal moment. Most men ignore this or treat it casually, missing what's really happening. But if you recognize it, you'll understand that this is a key turning point. It's not about making a big move. It's about responding calmly and naturally, showing that you understand the shift without forcing anything. When you match that energy with confidence and ease, the interaction flows forward on its own. Now, here's something important to remember. These signals are not guarantees. They are indicators. They show interest, not certainty. That's why your response matters more than the signal itself. If you stay present, relaxed, and aware, you allow things to develop in a natural way. And this is where most men struggle. Not because they lack ability, but because they don't recognize these moments when they happen. Once you begin to notice these patterns, everything starts to feel different. You stop guessing, you stop overthinking, and you start understanding what's actually happening in front of you. That clarity is what gives you a real advantage. Now let's bring everything together in a simple and clear way. You've just learned three subtle signals that can show a woman may feel attracted to you. But the real difference is not just in noticing them, it's in how you respond. Most men either ignore these moments or overreact to them. Both mistakes come from the same problem: lack of awareness. When you understand these signals, you don't need to force anything. You don't need to impress or chase. You simply stay calm, present, and aware of what's happening. If she touches you, don't make it awkward. Just stay relaxed and continue the conversation naturally. If her eye contact changes, don't stare too hard or look away nervously. Just match her energy in a balanced way. If she creates a more private moment, don't hesitate or act confused. Step into that space comfortably, without rushing. Confidence here is quiet, not loud. It shows in how you carry yourself, not in what you say. Another important point: don't assume every signal means the same thing every time. Context always matters. Her personality, the environment, and the situation all play a role. That's why awareness is more powerful than any single rule. The goal is not to win the interaction, the goal is to understand it. When you understand what's happening, your actions become natural instead of forced. And that's what makes you stand out without trying. Over time, this skill builds something deeper than attraction. It builds presence. People feel comfortable around you. Conversations flow better, and connections become more genuine. This is not about tricks or shortcuts. It's about learning how to read situations clearly and respond in a grounded way. Once you develop this awareness, you won't need to guess anymore. You'll see things as they are, and that alone changes everything. Before we wrap this up, there's one final thing you should keep in mind. Understanding these signals is only the beginning. What truly matters is how consistently you apply this awareness in real situations. The more you observe, the better you become at reading subtle behavior. And over time, what once felt confusing starts to feel obvious. You don't need complicated strategies. You don't need to pretend to be someone else. You just need clarity and control over your reactions. When you stay grounded and aware, people naturally respond better to you. Conversations feel smoother and connections become more real. So instead of chasing outcomes, focus on understanding moments as they happen. That's where your real advantage comes from. And if you found this helpful, make sure to like the video and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next lessons. More insights are coming, and each one will help you see things with even more clarity. Stay sharp, stay aware, and I'll see you in the next one.